Hey, so I promised you that I'd show you how to use Flash to take a picture of some artwork. Now, I just show you quickly what I'm using. I'm not using fancy stuff. I'm using my small old little mirrorless camera with a kit lens, so not a high-end piece of glass by any means. And this is a $70 Yongnuo Speedlight. This one is pretty basic. It uses AA batteries. And as you can see, the lighting in here is really bad. I'm standing underneath this orangey bulb. And if I take a picture just with it like this, it's going to be at about 50 millimeters here. I'm just going to take a shot and you'll see what this looks like. And as you can see, yellows from these lights is all over the place. We want that nice crisp white look. So I'm going to pop this flash on here. And I'm going to turn it on, and we're going to go at about 1/4 power. I'm going to be at f8. Actually, before I shoot with this flash, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go manual mode. I'm going to go down to ISO 200 or 100, just pretty low. Keep it at f8 and 1/160th of a second. I'll take a picture right here, and you'll see it's almost a completely black frame. So I'm actually going to go down to ISO 100. I was at 200. And I have a completely black frame. Boom, there you go. This means I'm killing all the ambient light. We're getting rid of all this orange, and we're only going to use the flash here. So let me turn this on now. And I'm going to start at about 1/4 power and see what that does for me. And let's see what happens when I take this shot here. And that looks pretty close. I want it a little bit brighter, so I'm going to boost it up to 1/2 power, see what that looks like. And that is exactly where I want to be. So let's go over to Lightroom, and I'll show you what I do to get this to look the way that I want. Here we are in Lightroom with the properly exposed image. This was the ISO 100 image, shooting at f8, so it's nice and sharp. It's pretty close here. I'm going to just make sure with my white balance here. Probably done this a ton of times. And as you see, it adjusted it just slightly. I'm going to adjust my whites just to get nice crispy whites. I'm holding the Alt key or Option on a Mac and dragging this up until I get some whites in the image. And I think I'm going to bring up my highlights just a touch as well. So this gives us that nice white feel for the overall image. So I think that's looking pretty good. I might boost this up just a touch. And yeah, this is pretty close. If you want to play with the contrast a little bit, again, it's about the image and making it as true to life as possible. And this is pretty much exactly how it looks. So I've got that. I can crop it for Instagram and export like this, just a square crop, or and this might be a good idea for your dining room. You have that nice wall there with the boards. That could look really nice. But for me, as this is not the nicest background, and I was, not in as nice of a situation, I'm just going to take 2 minutes in Photoshop and show you what we can do with this. So I'm going to right-click, Edit in Photoshop. Here we are. So first of all, I'm going to clean up the background. I'm going to make a solid color adjustment layer, and I can scroll down here and try and get white, or I can just type in F6 Fs, just like that, and that gives me pure white. And I'm going to drag this underneath, and next I'm going to select my subject. I'm just going to use the quick selection tool here, and I'll just grab everything that I want to grab. Probably a lot easier for you. All right, and I'm going to hit a layer mask, and that gives me white. Okay, I'm going to remove some stuff. I'm going to trim the edge here a little bit, shift backspace, make sure I'm filling it with black. Here I'm highlighted on my mask, delete that. Looks like I caught a little bit of this up here. Obviously, this is my amazing artwork, stolen from a calendar. So there we go. A little bit more from this side. And now this looks good. It is looking extremely flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a drop shadow. So come down here to Effects. And I'm going to click Drop Shadow. And we're going to have it come straight down, I think. You can change maybe off to the side a little bit if you want. And I'm just going to play with the distance spread a little bit. Okay, I'm actually going to probably add another one here. Like that. Another drop shadow. And this one I'm going to make smaller but much darker. There we go. So that's my image. I've got my drop shadow here. It looks good. I've got that perfectly clean white background. And I'm going to crop this one at a 1-to-1 ratio. I can put text here. Maybe I wanted to put my website. So I'll do the text T for the type tool. And I'm going to put in my website, akcstudios.com. Center that up here. And then I can even, let's emboss this. So we're going to select emboss, and awesome. This looks terribly amazing. So that's done. I'm going to flatten this, and we're going to save this and bring it back into Lightroom. And here we are. So this is ready for export to Instagram. As you can see, I got a nice clean white background, and it gives me true to life colors, and it works well. So that's a quick tutorial. You can do this any time of day or night with the flash. It's really amazing. You're not limited to just a certain time of day to get really good colors. And all I'm doing is just pointing the flash directly at the ceiling and letting that bounce down and towards the artwork, and that gives us a nice, clean, consistent color across the board. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.